Okay, hi everyone, welcome to the next video on Introduction to Flip Learning, just for the start of your course. In this video what we're going to look at is understand the methods of note taking and identify the importance of preparing in advance for the lesson. We're going to go over some methods. One specific method I think is going to be really useful to you. It's something I use myself. Hopefully you'll find it very useful. Okay, just to recap what we discussed in the previous video is this whole traditional against flipped approach. Okay, so the traditional we'll look at the lectures in classroom setting, so that's me standing up for 20-30 minutes talking to you, you take notes, etc., and then you do a bit of work, and then there's a bit more lecture, etc., and your understanding, your ability in that lesson is actually assessed through your homework activity. Obviously last week we discussed the problems with that. You haven't got an opportunity to ask questions when you're at home, etc. And all it's really shown me actually is that you're able to look at the notes that you've taken from the lesson and answer a question based on it. So it's not really that much use to me, and certainly not that much use to you. So with the flip approach, the lecture takes place as it is now, because you're watching this at home or in college, on your phone, on the bus, or whatever it is that you're doing it. And the classroom activities are then spent working on your analysis, understanding, development, creativity, etc. Okay, what we're going to look at then is what you need to do in preparation for the lesson. So you're going to watch and assess. Okay, you're going to watch the videos, you're going to assess them, you're going to think about it, you're going to make notes. Okay, and then you're going to develop those notes. Okay. And you're going to develop those through doing a bit of further, wider reading, so there will be journal articles, websites, etc. posted on there for you to use. But you are going to develop, okay, deeper level. So if you imagine when you were at school, okay, this is like the level you are working at, okay? That's fine for GCSE, etc. But you need to go a lot deeper to gain those A's and B's. God, that's terrible. A's and B's, yeah? Final thing you're going to do really when you're watching it and afterwards as well is you're going to think of questions. I want you to come to the class thinking, I didn't really understand that, thinking you need to expand a bit more on that, or you know what, I actually really enjoyed what he was saying on feminism or Marxism or whatever. I'd like to go deeper into that and develop a bit more of an understanding of that. That's great, and that's what I need you to do. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to do that as well in a bit, but yeah, that's the things that I need you to do, those three things. The key thing is that you have to come to the lesson prepared. Okay? You have to come with the work. You have to come with your notes that you made. You have to come prepared to develop and work on those notes. So, note taking. The method I'm going to actually look at is this Cornell Method. And as you can see over here, this is basically on a piece of paper what you need to do. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 lines that you draw, and that forms the basis for the Cornell Method of note taking. Now this was developed at a university, Cornell University in America, and it's something that I use myself, and I'm at university at the moment, and something I use. And Anthony, who was a psychology teacher at Gator College last year, and I really looked at this and tried to develop this, and students actually found it quite useful. So it's something I'm definitely going to push on. I mean, I can't force you to use this method, but it's something I definitely want you to push on and use, because I think it adds several layers to your note taking, but also it means that everyone is kind of following the same, and I can check on what you're doing, etc. So the first thing that you do in class or at home watching the videos is this section here. Okay, this is your note section. This is what you would normally write down from PowerPoint slides, what's being said, etc. It's about main points and bullet points. Okay, it's a short, snappy bits of information. Okay, dates, times, etc. Things that you need to know. You can use diagrams and charts or statistics if it's in there. Try and abbreviate it, so instead of writing the word number, actually like NO dot, which means number, etc., etc. If it's about, something has increased, so let's say the I don't know, population has increased, just do little like that, or like that for decrease instead of, you know, writing the word. It just means that you can write more in a shorter space of time. You know, outline it, leave space between topics just so that you know what's actually being being done. Okay, the second thing that you actually do, and it has to be done quite soon after you take these notes, is this bit here, cues. Okay, first of all, the reason why you need to do it quite soon after the class or after you've watched the videos is, I'm sure some of you have sat down, you know, a week before exams to do a bit of revision, and you don't actually understand what your notes mean, especially if they are short, abbreviated main bullet points. Because at the time it makes sense, but you know, 6 months down the line it probably doesn't make sense. So this thing here is your cues, okay? And basically what your cues are, or questions, or whatever it is, are kind of highlights, okay? They're the highlights of all of this stuff that you've actually done in your main notes. So these are highlights. So they're written soon after class. And it could be a question such as, you know, research this further, what does this mean? It might be a case of you might just write Marxism here, for instance, and the bit that is here is Marxism. So it means that you can actually look at what you've written here and then know what that part is about without having to read it all. So let's say, for instance, you've made notes and they're about 5-6 lines. You could just write Marxism here and you know that everything there is to do with Marxism on that topic. Vocabulary words, try to use keywords, really important words that you're going to use, things that are going to help you, okay? So the main ideas are people as well, and also you use this to kind of review and study further on down the line. The last thing that you actually do as part of the Cornell thing is, again, it's written after class, but maybe the night after class or the day after you've made your notes, is this summary, okay? And the reason why you're doing a summary is that it's a brief summary of all of the main points. It's normally written in like a paragraph, a few lines, and it's a snapshot. It's a snapshot of the whole topic, or that whole lesson, or lessons if there's more than one, and you use that to help you find information later. So basically what you're going to be doing is, with your notes, is, let's say for instance 6 months time when you're doing revision or whatever, you find the topic that you're looking for. So it might be Marxism in education, and you can just have a little brief read of this to give you an idea about what all of this is. So you would read this summary part. Yeah, this is the page I need because that's what it's about. All right, okay, where's Marxism? Just have a little check down here. There it is there. Right, what's the information? Brilliant, yeah, that's it. I've wrote a question there. Have I done that question? So it's actually helping you with revision. The beauty about the whole Cornell thing as well is that 1, 2, 3 layers. 3 layers of revision, 3 layers of notes. And the more layers you put in, especially those good layers of work where you're not just rewriting things, you're actually going away and you're finding out further information to help develop, is really good. Any psychologists out there, you will learn about short-term, long-term memory, but also layers of memory and things like that, and learning. So it's really good. That's a reason why I like Cornell so much, is that because I forget stuff so easily. And I find it hard going through page after page after page after page of notes. Where if I can just read a summary, actually I don't need to read that page, flip it over. Nah, the next page, that's still not what I want, flip it over. Actually, yeah, this is what the bit I want. This is a bit where it talks about Jermaine Greer or Jenny Somerville or whoever it is, and then I can use this to find the information in my notes. Okay, so what you do after you've taken your notes, okay, you need to file the notes. You need to file them in the relevant section, okay? And it has to be really in chronological order. This just helps you kind of go back and find the information. Yeah, so that's how you file the notes. And any additional work, so if you have read journal articles or newspaper articles or watch a TV programme and you've made notes, remember, if you watch, say, Benefit Street, you can use the Cornell system to take notes on it. It's not just about watching, it's about gathering information. So all of that information, all of the stuff that you've gathered to do with it, relating to it, stick it behind that main page of notes. And the key thing as well, and this is something I will check, okay, is bring your notes to the class each week. Bring your file to the class. I expect everyone to have a single file for sociology, and I will be checking on it Okay, it's very, very important that you have that. Big problems that we had last year were people not organising their work effectively, so you need to have a file. Okay, last slide, yay, is Google Forms. Google Forms is a way that I am going to check a couple of things. I'm going to check that you've actually watched the video, I'm going to check that you've understood or not understood the video, and then I'm going to use this information to inform my next lesson. So on the blog, you know where the blog is because you've accessed this video. Alongside this and the other screencast will be a link to a Google form. I need you to fill that Google form in, answer it as honestly as possible, okay? You're not going to get wrong if you get anything incorrect or anything like that, but you have to do it. I need to show it, be seen that you've done it. We're going to use these weekly, or at least every time we do a flipped class, and they will be done in advance of the lesson. So for instance, if you have a lesson on a Monday afternoon with me at 1 o'clock, I would expect you to have done watching the videos and also submit the Google form by say Thursday lunchtime. So it would be up on the internet, on the blog, say on the Monday night for the following week, and I would expect you to have watched it on the Tuesday or the Wednesday and to submit it on the Thursday lunchtime. Basically that means that any questions, any issues, concerns, queries, I've got enough time to check those over and make sure that I'm giving you work that's going to help develop you and stretch and challenge you. For this video here, it says the 3rd of September. I might be pushing it a bit. I've had a few technology problems within the college, so this might be put back a bit, but as long as this is done by no later than the 5th. Okay? Friday the 5th. I'll see you all soon. Bye.